The Chernobyl nuclear power plant, officially known as the V.I. Lenin atomic power plant during the Soviet era, began construction in 1970 in a remote region near Ukraine's swamp-filled northern border, 15 kilometers northwest of the small town of Chernobyl. The desolate location was chosen because of its relative proximity to, yet safe distance from, Ukraine's capital, a ready water supply, the river Pripyat, and the existing railway line running from Maveryuk in the west to Chernihiv in the east. It had all the facilities you would expect of a modest-sized city. In addition to a hospital and its nearby clinics, there were 15 kindergartens, 5 schools, a vocational school, college and a school of music and the arts for the children, with 1 expansive park and 35 smaller playgrounds for them to play in. To oversee the Titanic operation, 35-year-old turbine expert and loyal communist Viktor Bryukhanov was plucked from his position as deputy chief engineer at the Slavianskaya thermal power station in eastern Ukraine, and appointed as Chernobyl's director. He is second from the left. Concurrent to the construction of the power station, the Soviet Union's 9th Atomograd, Russian for atomic city, named Pripyat, was being erected 3 kilometers away, for the express purpose of housing the ambitious station's 50,000 operators, builders, support staff and their families. Convincing experienced workers from more populous parts of the Soviet Union to move to such a remote location proved challenging. So many of Chernobyl's workers came straight from college, university. As a result, Pripyat was one of the youngest cities in the Soviet Union, with an average age of only 26. Because Pripyat was new and carried with it the prestige of a nuclear power station, it was afforded many modern luxuries other Soviet cities sometimes did without. I drew this diagram based on 2 different existing ones. All cross-sections. It shows how the building is laid out, including where the pumps, steam separators and turbines are. The only examples I've seen online are very low resolution, so this one is a bit more useful at 3000 px. It was 12,000 px but it kept crashing the album for people, so I've made it smaller. If anyone wants a bigger one, just email me at leatherbarrow@gmail.com. Further entertainment was found at any of the city's 10 gyms, 3 swimming pools, 10 shooting ranges, 2 stadiums, 4 libraries and a cinema, or by reading Pripyat's own newspaper. Retail came in the form of 25 shops including a bookshop, a supermarket and various smaller food stores, a sports shop, a shop selling TVs, radios and other electronics, and a large shopping center on the city's central square. A fission reaction is enabled by what is known as a neutron moderator, which, in an RBMK reactor, is comprised of vertical graphite blocks surrounding the fuel channels. Each RBMK contained 1850 tons of graphite. This graphite slows, moderates, the speed of neutrons moving in the fuel, because slowed neutrons are far more likely collide with uranium-235 nuclei and split. When playing golf, for example, if your ball is a few centimeters from the hole, you don't hit it as hard as you possibly can, you give it a slow tap to the target. It's the same principle with neutrons in a reactor. The more often the resulting atomic split occurs, the more the chain reaction sustains itself and the more energy is produced. In other words, the graphite moderator creates the right environment for a chain reaction. Think of it as oxygen in a conventional fire. Even with all the fuel in the world, there will be no flame without oxygen. This must have been taken quite close to the accident, as the Ferris wheel in the background wasn't officially due to open until 2 days after the explosion. Starting in 1976, a new and powerful radio signal was detected worldwide, and quickly dubbed the woodpecker by amateur radio operators. Triangulation quickly revealed the signals came from Ukraine. Confusion due to small differences in the reports being made from various military sources led to the site being alternately located near Kiev, Minsk, Chernobyl, Gomel or Chernihiv. All of these reports were describing the same deployment, with the transmitter only a few kilometers southwest of Chernobyl. All 4 reactors were of the relatively new RBMK 1000 type, which stood for Reaktor Bolshoi Moshchnosti Kanalny, high-power channel type reactor in English. Measuring a massive 7 meters tall by 11.8 meters wide, with each capable of outputting 1,000 megawatts (MW) of electrical power via 2 500 megawatts steam turbogenerators, they were unusually large reactors. In 1986, 14 of this type were in service, while another 8 were under construction. 2 of these were being built at Chernobyl on the night of the accident in 1986, with Unit 5 expected to be completed later that year, although complications put the plant 2 years behind schedule. The first reactor, Unit 1, was commissioned on the 26th of November 1977. Following months of tests. 3 more reactors followed, Unit 2 in 1978, Unit 3 in 1981, and Unit 4 in 19